Alright guys, so today we're going to talk about whether or not you as a bloxfruits player should be excited for RLCs or whether or not you should even try the game out. Now I know the game really isn't out yet, and I mean it's not going to be out yet for I think several more months. However, I believe that this is a question that does need to be talked about, especially since there's not that many stuff to do in bloxfruits as it is right now. So we're going to talk about it in today's video. But being now that we are at 120k subscribers, we are going to be doing a permanent dragon fruit giveaway, which if you want to be part of it, well, you gotta like and subscribe to be part of it, and also join our Discord down below. So yeah, subscribe and join our Discord, and without further ado, let's get started. Now this really isn't a comparison between bloxfruits and RLCs, but I'm not going to be able to avoid making the comparisons between them because both of these games do share quite a bit of similarities. Well, not a lot of similarities actually, but one big similarity, that being that they are both based off the same anime. I mean, RLCs is based off of One Piece. bloxfruits is kind of loosely based off One Piece, although bloxfruits is kind of more its own thing now, adding a lot of unique stuff and being its own thing. And RLCs like literally straight up being like RLC or One Piece in Roblox, which could be a good thing or a bad thing depending on how you take a look at it. So, I mean, if you really want to play a One Piece game, a good One Piece game that's, you know, really close to One Piece as much as possible, then I think the game for you, or a good game for you to try out, would be RLCs, right? RLCs is a game that you could potentially try out if you just want to see a good game, a good One Piece game, or maybe even just a good game. I think RLCs could be one of those games that you try out. However, what if you're not interested in RLCs? What if you're interested in only bloxfruits and you see this game out in Roblox? Should you try it, right? Should you be excited for this project? Should you be excited for this game? Should you be hyped for it? That's really the question here. I mean, especially since I'm a bloxfruits YouTuber, I will be making RLCs content no matter how many views I get on RLCs content. I will be making videos on them. Mainly because I want to spread my audience and my content that I can make, because bloxfruits doesn't update, and the RLCs will more than likely update more often than bloxfruits, which is why I want to cover it a lot more. Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I'm making this video anyways, and also one of the reasons why I really want to talk about it. So the number one biggest difference that I'm seeing, or the number one biggest thing that I can really say about RLCs is what bloxfruits could have been if the developers of bloxfruits decided to put more effort into their game. And what I mean by this is not that bloxfruits is a bad game, not that RLCs is a very good game, but that RLCs just has a lot more mechanics that could have been in bloxfruits, especially since it has been out for much longer, and especially since the bloxfruits developers have way more money than, you know, the Rell brothers. They definitely could have implemented some of these features before RLCs even thought about these features, right? Like for example, there's a lot of good ship mechanics in the RLCs that are very nice, like ship battles, which I mean, bloxfruits and RLCs, they're both pirate games. There's literally a pirate in the game. You are a pirate, so this is technically still a pirate game, and the boats in this game are only used for honestly quite boring sea events sometimes. And they could have made the boats much better by introducing a very good combat mechanic in boats, and, you know, much more better and customizable boats and whatnot. And apart from that, there's also a lot more things, such as the bosses in RLCs just being a lot more interesting. Much more in RLCs that I just saw that really could have been implemented in bloxfruits since a long time ago, but it's not, right? And that's really why I'm saying that bloxfruits or RLCs is what bloxfruits could have been had the bloxfruits owners or developers decided to actually put passion into their game. Because RLCs, in my opinion, is basically a much better, much more matured, much more polished game than bloxfruits. Now the reason why I say it's much better, it's probably going to be objective, but it's probably going to be a game that caters more towards the older audience of Roblox, like me and a lot of other people out there, which honestly isn't really that bad. But I really do think that RLCs is going to cater more towards that older audience of people rather than the kids that bloxfruits accommodates to, and also the botters that bloxfruits accommodates to. But really, if I'm gonna be honest with you, to cut short the yap that I'm inevitably gonna be doing, if I'm going to tell you why this is going to be the answer, my shortest answer to this question is going to be yes, try it out, because RLCs from the looks of it, is going to be the most complicated game that Roblox has ever seen. And what I mean by this is it's basically going to combine Deep Woken with One Piece, because it does have a lot of similarities with Deep Woken, the combat mechanic, the way that the exploration and progression will work. It's just a very good game in general that, in my opinion, is very complex and is going to more than definitely be one of the best games that Roblox will ever see. And the reason why I say this is because it's not just going to be a simulator. It's not just going to be a bandit beater. There's going to be some mechanics in the game that's going to actually need to make you think, or there's going to be some mechanics in the game that's actually going to make you be immersed in the game. And it's not just going to be a mindless grind fest every single time you play the game. It's not just going to be something like that. And I think that's one of the reasons why Rell is going to cater more towards an older audience, because for the younger audience, which I know a lot of the kids that are watching me are, they're probably not going to like how complex Rell is, and will probably like the simplicity of bloxfruits more. And I think Rell and bloxfruits are two sides of the same coin. Rell is a more matured game catering toward a more mature audience, which is why it needs to have more mature and more complex mechanics. And Bloxfruits is a simpler game catering towards kids, probably under 15, under 13, or people that just want a simple mindless game. I think that's where Bloxfruits is catering towards. And I think in reality here, it all depends on your preference, but the question of the title is, should you play it, right? In my opinion, you should play it. Number two, you should be hyped for it. Rell releasing will mean a lot of things for bloxfruits, because a lot of bloxfruits players will probably move to Rell. There's a lot of Rell players or bloxfruits players that will move to Rell, and I think competition will make bloxfruits want to update more, which might make them start updating more, in my opinion. Like when they see how Rell will perform, which it will perform really good, in my opinion, it will probably perform at least like 200, 300, 400k players, kind of like how Anime Vanguards had like 300,000 players on release. And Rell will probably hit much higher numbers than that. I'm seeing Rell potentially hitting like 500, 800k players, and a lot of those are going to be bloxfruits players, because people that play bloxfruits play it because it's the only good anime game out there on Roblox right now, apart from some other games that don't update as much as well. But a lot of people are going to be playing Rell because of the genre that it is in, which is an anime adventure game. And I feel like once that happens, a lot of people and a lot of these other games might start updating more, because they see that they now have competition. So if you aren't going to be hyped for Rell because you want to play it, maybe be hyped for Rell because it is going to make your favorite One Piece game update more. There's a very decent amount of chance that it's gonna happen that way, because if not, then people are just gonna move to Rell, and I think that could also happen for bloxfruits, which is one of the reasons why I'm so excited for Rell, because even though I'm gonna be playing it as well, I'm also excited for what it's gonna do to bloxfruits, because the competition within these two games will probably make both of them much better. That's gonna be it for today's video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and peace out.